What's going on? Thanks for joining us. Look at that. There's a lot of people here.
Hey, everybody.
It's a busy room. You know who this is? This is Martina McBride. Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm Stormy Warren, and we're going to have a blast for a while. Why? Because Martina has a brand new cookbook, her second one, but this one is really all about the food. Your first book was about lifestyle and mixing some recipes in here, but this is all about the food, right?
Yeah.
It's called Martina's Kitchen Mix.
That's right. Over 100 new recipes.
Wow, and they're all kind of yours, or inspired, or you borrowed, or what? Where did these come from?
No, I'm kidding. No, yeah, some of them are recipes that have been passed down. My mom's pot roast is in here, and some family favorites.
Yum.
And then mostly it's just recipes I've kind of been cooking for my friends and family over the past couple of years. And I'd make something and I'd go, that's so good. I'm going to put it over here in this file. And if I ever get to do another cookbook, it's going to go in.
And so are you like a recipe writer? Do you have all the recipe cards, or are you more by feel?
A little bit of both. It's funny that you asked that because I used to be this very strict recipe follower.
Oh.
Right. I'd follow the recipe and I'd check it 100 times. But you know, as you cook more, because I'm not a trained chef, I'm a home cook. And as you cook more and get more confident, and you're used to different ingredients and different methods and stuff, you can start to experiment a little bit, and that's when it gets really fun.
Especially when same dish doesn't taste the same twice.
Right, yeah.
And that's kind of what you look for.
Yeah.
Experiment.
And it's just food. If you mess it up, you just
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again. All right, you want this book? We're going to talk a lot about it, talk about everything Martina's been up to for the next little bit. We're going to take your questions. This is premiercollectibles.com/Martina. That's where you could get the book and the signed book. And she's going to be signing these for the next little while. So just to prove to you that the book you're getting is actually signed by Martina. Let's go ahead. Look at this. There you go, your first one.
First one.
Oh, break the seal.
All right. I'm ready.
Dum. She's got a great signature, too.
Thank you.
Very unique. Let's show it. Here we go.
Here we go, number one.
So when you got that, this is what you get. You get the signed book right there. And also you get a chance to ask a question. If you buy the book, you can post your question on this website and premiercollectibles.com/Martina. And then we can reach down, and I've got all the questions right in front of me, and we'll get to as many as we can. Did you grow up as a cooker, or did you become a chef?
I have always loved to cook. My mom and my grandma cooked a lot when I was growing up, and so I've always loved to cook, but really just got super into it, you know, after I started raising a family and got married, and then people would say, you should write a cookbook. You should write a cookbook. They seemed to always like my cooking. Yeah. So when I got the opportunity to do that, I was like, okay, I'll write a cookbook.
You think big-time, massive superstar on the road, living the luxury life, but you used to have the most fun, and you spend much of your downtime in the kitchen.
I do. Yeah. It's kind of, I always say it's kind of my love language. I mean, it's the way I take care
That's
of
great.
people. So it's very nurturing for me. It's also meditative. I get in the kitchen kind of by myself and work through recipes and experiment and have fun. And I just love to cook for people.
And it's a very social thing, and you love having friends over, you love family over, and it brings everybody together.
I do, but I'm not so keen on having people in the kitchen while I'm cooking.
We argued over this on Twitter the other day. You said, why is every floor plan now in a house wide open into the living room and the television and the space, and why are people always hanging out while you're cooking?
Yes.
And I'm like, that's the best part. That's the whole point of a kitchen.
I don't know.
We're going to go at it again, aren't we?
No. I like to have people in my kitchen once everything's done. But when people arrive earlier, I'm finishing things up. My husband's
stresses
job,
you out?
I always say to John, your job is to take them over there. I've made some beautiful appetizers, pour them a glass of wine, and I'll be in a minute. Yeah.
But people hovering over you doing your work is not a comfortable thing.
It's not comfortable for me.
Yeah.
I get a little, because I have to make, because it's like just like this. I can't write and talk at the same time.
I can't cook and entertain.
Yeah, exactly.
You figure you're going to miss something, but you'll never miss anything as long as you have this book, because the recipes are all in there. What else? The pictures are beautiful. I use the word classy. This is a classy book. This is not, I mean, the pictures are amazing. The writing is amazing. The recipes are amazing. The stories are amazing. It's just, this is not just a thrown together book. You put a lot of love into this.
Yeah, I did. I spent about a year writing this
book.
A
year?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And what I love about this book is that the recipes are really simple. They're easy, and there's no special equipment that you need. There's no crazy, I can't find this ingredient. I mean, you can find all the ingredients. They're pretty common. And so everything's just delicious and pretty easy to put together.
So you're not challenging people, you're just asking people to
Pretty
experiment.
much. Yeah, and there's also a lot of variations. So as I was making a recipe, I was like, oh, this would be good with some sausage in it, or maybe we could do this and top it with some blackened chicken, or you know what I mean? It's like, so I put a lot of those variations in the book. So you're really getting more than 100 recipes.
Probably 200 if you mix all the things together. Yeah. If you hear my stomach grumbling, that's because we're doing a cooking segment here, and I'm suddenly hungry looking through all these recipes. Again, you can get your signed copy. See, she's signing them right here. Mm-hmm. She's doing a great job, too.
Thank you.
Signature is exactly the same every time. So good. You've been doing this a while. PremierCollectibles.com/Martina. We're going to take your questions here in just a little bit, but I have a few of my own first.
Okay.
How much is music a part of cooking?
I think of cooking and music similarly in that it's about sharing.
Yeah.
So if I find a great song, if I record a song that I love, I can't wait to share it with everybody. And I feel the same way about a great dish or recipe. So that's the way I kind of equate the two.
Do you have music playing in the kitchen?
There's the concentration thing again. So sometimes I do, if I know a recipe really, really well, or sometimes on Sunday morning or Saturday on the weekend. But it's kind of like, it's hard for me to listen to music passively. I'm always listening to music from sort of a production point of view. So it's just...
yeah, you don't get to enjoy music like we do.
Not quite.
No.
I'm always listening to,
You're studying
that's a cool
music.
Drum sound.
Yeah.
Or, you know, whatever.
You're seeing the layers in it. Kind of like cooking, right?
Yeah, there's another similarity.
So when you look at a dish at a restaurant, you're studying it like you would a song.
I am. My husband, on the other hand, scans the menu for the first familiar thing, and he orders that. And I'm like, I'm not ready. She hasn't even taken her drink orders yet. He just wants to get to it. And I'm like, I'm still reading all of these ingredients and nuances and what's going on in here.
He's a very patient man if you've ever met John McBride.
Mm-hmm. He's patient in a lot of ways, just not that way.
Not that way at all. Does he have a favorite recipe in this book?
Yeah, he likes the pot roast.
Oh, he is a pot roast guy. Well,
yeah.
He's a meat and potatoes
I
guy.
made him, one of my favorite recipes in the book is this, it's vegetarian. It's cabbage steaks. You rub them with garlic and roast them in the oven, and then you top them with this amazing tomato sauce. I made this for him about 3 nights ago.
Didn't go over well.
Not his favorite. I mean, he ate it and he liked it, but I loved it because it's healthy and it's super tasty.
But he's looking for the meat.
But he's looking for the pot roast.
Yeah, he's looking. Who's your biggest inspiration in the kitchen? Is it your mom or your dad? Was there somebody that you learned from? Well,
I always say that my mom, when we were growing up, she cooked every dinner, like every night, every supper. But my dad recently, he's always loved to cook, but he just didn't have the time when we were growing up because he's a farmer and he was working all the time. But now he does a lot of the cooking. So we cook together sometimes. It's fun.
How fun is that?
Yeah.
In this book, Martina's Kitchen Mix that she's signing right here, that you can get right now, PremierCollectibles.com/Martina. You're already here. You're joined. And this is a growing family. There's a lot of people here. Hello. We're going to get to your questions a little bit. Do you pair beverages with the meals in this book, too?
Yeah, there's a whole cocktail and appetizer chapter. So there's cocktails and appetizers, soups, which I love to make soups.
I'm a soup junkie.
You are?
Yes.
There's some good soups.
Are there really?
Yes, you will like it.
I like chunky soups.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you more of a, like the thin?
No, I've got both in here. I've got a cream of chicken and wild rice soup that's delicious.
Okay, I'm in.
I'm just
All right,
saying.
I'm taking one of these books home. I promise you. You said you don't need any special tools. When you walk into a kitchen and you prepare a meal, what's the first gadget you reach for? What is the first thing? What is your trusty tool in the kitchen?
Well, I always I have a kind of a good selection of wooden spoons. I don't know. They just feel good. And a good whisk, a few good whisks. But I guess as fancy as I get as a food processor, really.
Yeah, that's it. All manual hand tools, basically.
Yeah. And I like to do my own chopping and stuff. I mean, I really think, like I said, it's kind of meditative for me, all the chopping and everything. So,
are you a fast chopper? I get yelled at all the time when I cook because I am a slow and methodical chopper.
You are.
And talk about impatience. My wife and anybody who's in the kitchen just watches me and it drives them nuts. They're like, "Can we do this? We would like to help you. We'd like to speed this process up." How do you get to the speed part of chopping?
You know, it's practice. I'm not great at it. My knife skills have gotten better, but yeah, it just takes practice and you don't want to cut off a digit. So
No,
it's better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I've got one of those right here from cooking just the other day.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are
I've got a burn right here from cooking the other day, so
we're damaged.
wounded.
We're wounded. Yeah. So, what are your like ingredients? You have everybody has a spice rack in their kitchen. Everybody's got the. If you were to put like 5 spices in your spice rack and everything else is bonus, what would the 5 be? Or
you mean like dried spices?
Yeah, just your core spices.
Cumin.
Oh.
Chili powder, probably. Well, does salt and pepper count?
Yeah, salt and pepper.
Okay, salt and pepper.
We'll call that 1.
Okay, salt and pepper. And I'm trying to think of what I use a lot of. I like to use fresh herbs, so not a lot of dried herbs.
Oh, wow. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy for that. I use the dried herbs. But these recipes will work with either, right?
Absolutely. Your fresh herbs you use twice as much as the dried herbs. So if it says fresh herbs in here and you only have dried herbs, just cut it in half and you're good to go.
And these also are recipes designed that if you don't consume it all in one day, they turn over and make great leftovers?
Yeah. Some of them are actually better the second day, and I usually note that in the recipe.
It settles in and it continues to
everything melts
cook.
together, and
Chili does that wonderfully. You believe in moderation and balance, Martina. That's kind of what you focus on and preach a little bit, is moderation and balance. Same thing with cooking too. It's every aspect of your life. You try to make it. You don't want to overdo anything, right?
No, because I think that food. I mean, I try to eat healthy-ish, like 90% of the time. But sometimes you just need that comfort food. You just need the cheese and the heavy cream and the whatever makes it, super comfy. So in this book, there is I think a good balance of really, really nice, healthy recipes and some stuff that's just decadent. And
so when you're not eating healthy, what is your cheat food?
I don't have a huge sweet tooth, so I usually go for the savory. So like cheese, anything with cheese. I'm a big cheese fan. So.
I don't have a sweet tooth either, so we could have lots of cheat foods together.
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing. How y'all doing there? I think I'm about ready to get to some of your questions here pretty quick. Are you ready? Ready? Listen up.
I'm ready.
Okay. So Andrew in Cumming, Georgia. Hello, Andrew. Welcome to Martina's Kitchen Mix.
Hey, Andrew.
She's signing this book. This could be yours. This could be closed up. She could like touch it and there it is. That's just for you, Andrew. For you. Andrew wants to, what's a few great recipes to impress a date? That's a great question.
Well, it depends. I mean, it's relative. I mean, I think if you know how to make a great steak, if your date likes to, have a great steak, it's easy to do, but it's kind of intimidating to make a steak,
And if you have the confidence to tackle a steak, you're off and running a little bit.
Yeah. Also, knowing how to make a salad. I think it's impressive when a guy knows how to make a salad.
That's
I and actually, a steak and a salad and a great, twice baked potato. I mean, what's not to love?
Andrew, good luck on that date. I want to know if it works out. James from Land O'Lakes, Florida. Do you have a favorite skillet?
I have a cast iron skillet that I love. I didn't finish this.
Well,
remember, I told you I can't talk and do it at the same time. I'm answering this question, this very important question. I have a cast iron skillet that I love, and a nonstick. I think you need a nonstick skillet as well.
How do you properly season a skillet? How do you keep yours seasoned?
There's a whole thing that you do at the beginning. I think mine was already pre-seasoned.
Okay.
But so I wash it with there's all different kinds of schools of thought.
Yeah.
I go ahead and wash mine with some soap and water and then dry it really well and oil it with some oil on a paper towel, and then just put it in the drawer.
I know people that have never washed their skillet.
I know. I've heard about that, and I don't understand it quite.
Seems a little risky.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there is. I've done it both ways, and I haven't died yet. So.
Oh, there you go.
It's a good thing.
You've actually not washed your.
Oh yeah. I've got a favorite big old cast iron.
What happens to the stuff that's on there?
Well, you rinse it off and you scrape it off, and then you kind of wipe it down with a paper towel and oil it and do it, and so it looks almost exactly the same as if you'd washed it.
Well, you did wash it. You just didn't use soap.
That's kind of the deal.
Okay.
No, I don't just leave the green peppers in there. No, of course not.
Okay.
Kelly.
I'm glad we cleared that.
Kelly from the Mitten State. Hello, Michigan. My husband and I are last-minute, late-night people who resort to the same meal all the time. We do that. We're so guilty of that. Chicken is their thing. What do you suggest for a quick and easy late meal that isn't just chicken?
Okay, there's a really quick white bean soup in here. It's like maybe 10 minutes tops. There are a couple of really quick chicken recipes in here if you want to keep on the chicken train. There's like one that's you take your chicken, you take sun-dried tomatoes and use the oil from the sun-dried tomatoes and brown your chicken in there, and then you make a little bit of a cream sauce. It's just really maybe 10, 15 minutes tops, and it's great.
The inspiration that you'll get from this book is I'm already getting just by flipping through it. It's did I mention the name of the book? It's Martina's Kitchen Mix. It's available on the 30th of October, and you can pre-order it right now. Get your signed copy that she's going to sign right now.
Okay, I'll trade you.
Cool. So, getting stuck in a rut is very easy to do as a cook.
Yes.
And I am very, very guilty of it. And our family is very guilty of it because we have kids that they get stuck in the rut. And trying to get your kids out of the rut is one of the most difficult things. And then if you can get that going, then you can expand your horizons. But sometimes you get stuck there.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips? How did you get your kids out of their food ruts?
Well, I wrote a cookbook, and I said, you have to try all of these recipes. You're going to try all these out and tell me what you think.
That's very smart.
Honestly. But I do, my 13-year-old has always been kind of a pasta, scrambled eggs, very basic food.
It's my oldest. Is very
kind of girl.
Like
So she started to branch. She's always loved vegetables, though. She loves anything green, really.
But you have stuff in this book for people like that, too. Pretty basic stuff in there, too. So it's
Totally.
not all exotic. It's not all...
No, it's actually, there's really nothing in here that's exotic, really. It's really just basic. I came from Kansas. Very simple food. So, it's not boring. There is some stuff, there's a lot of exciting, delicious recipes in here, but it's nothing to... Because as for me, I write this book as a book that I would enjoy, right? Or that my daughters could cook out of. And for me, when I see a recipe that has strange ingredients, or I'm just like, I just skip it. And I don't want anybody to skip any of these recipes because they're so delicious. So I just tried to really make everything as tasty as possible, but really simple.
And the neat thing is, I just thought about this. For your kids, what a great gift for them to have this on their shelf as they get older and just know that this is mom's recipes. I have a little index card box with some old recipes that's been passed down from my grandparents and that I got from my parents. And this is a cooler version of that.
I don't know. Those handwritten recipes.
Yeah,
are
there's
cool.
there's that still have the grease stains on them and everything like that. That's cool. All right, let's get a couple more questions in. My husband and I. Oh, this is Kelly from Michigan. My husband and I. Oh wait, I already did that one. Sorry.
They're in the rut.
Yeah, they're in the rut.
We
already got them.
Rut. They're fine.
Jill from Minnesota. What is your favorite thing to cook in the fall? We are in the fall season.
I love some fall cooking. I just got to tell you, I get so excited because my cooking changes with the seasons. So when the air starts getting a little crisp and chilly, that's when I make chili.
Yeah, that's what
and that's when I do the braised meats, like the pot roast and stuff that kind of takes longer to cook. And I don't know, it's just there's something about it being cold outside.
Comfort
come
food.
in the house and it smells really good. And fall is one of my. So to answer your question, chili, pot roast, any kind of soups are my kind of go-tos for spaghetti and meatballs.
Is there anything better than chili slow cooking for hours and what it does to the house, the smell of the house? It just changes everything.
I know, it's amazing.
So is this like scratch and sniff too?
I wish it was. Every sometimes I'm cooking, I'm thinking, if they could only smell this. But you have to make it for yourself and then you'll smell it.
There it is. It's a do-it-yourself book. What is your favorite family-friendly go-to dish? Family-friendly. So,
family-friendly.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's Michelle in Nebraska. Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah. Well, there's a pasta. Speaking of pasta, there's a pasta recipe in here. It's in the chapter on sides, but it could actually be a main course. And it's Parmesan cheese. It's not super healthy. I'm just going to tell you. It's got Parmesan cheese, heavy cream,
cheat food.
Garlic, but it's delicious. And my kids love it. And that's kind of I would suggest that, actually. There's a blackberry bacon grilled cheese sandwich.
Blackberry bacon cheese sandwich?
Grilled cheese, yeah.
That sounds amazing.
It is amazing.
God, I'm coming over.
Yeah.
I'm coming over.
So,
hey, if you had one person...
Oh, wait, here's the pasta recipe.
This is cool.
Creamy garlic pasta with Parmesan cheese. Show them that.
Look at this right here.
I'm telling you right now.
That is ridiculous. Oh, my God.
So good.
Now the stomach is really grumbling. Yeah. Great. If there was one person you could have over for dinner, who would that be? Besides your family?
Yeah.
Just someone
And
that's
besides
outside.
you?
Besides me. Well, I'll take the invitation. But if you could have anybody besides me and your family over for dinner, who would it be? Maybe someone that you've never had in your kitchen.
You know, I always say when people ask, you know, if you can have people that are alive or not here anymore, I always say Patsy Cline.
Can you imagine that dinner?
Wouldn't that be fun? I just think, you know, obviously I never got to know her, but from everything that I've seen and read, she was just really a lot of fun.
Spunky girl. She would fit. Something tells me she would fit right in your kitchen.
Maybe so. Yeah.
That's great. And you've been singing Patsy's songs forever.
Yeah, for sure. I grew up singing "I Fall to Pieces."
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's Rich in California for that question. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rich.
Todd in Idaho. What is your signature dish, and would you give out the recipe? Yes, it's called the book.
Yeah. No, honestly, one of my signature dishes is I keep bringing up this pot roast, but it's only because this is the dish that we had when I was growing up. My mom made it quite a bit. I only really make it for special occasions because I love when you have memories associated with food.
Yeah.
So I make the pot roast. I kind of keep it special so that when my kids grow up and they make it, they'll have great memories associated with it. But when we were growing up, it was more common. But it just feels like home to me. And I can't remember the question. What was it?
It was just let's see.
Go-to meal or something. Go-to.
Yeah, go-to meal.
Something. So that's.
Would you share the recipe for
the
your
recipe? Yes. And you know what? I did not share the recipe in the last cookbook because I was a little selfish.
But you did in this one?
But this one has it in there.
It's got the pot roast. It's got the pot roast. So you mentioned memories. That's really funny because, again, the metaphor, like the comparison of music and food. Music, like Song Remembers When, it flashes you flash back to a moment in time. It doesn't have to say exactly, it's not when the song came out, it's just where that memory is when you hear that song.
Right.
And food does the same thing.
It does the same thing. I think you're right. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. How do you learn how to make such fancy mixed drinks is a question.
Well, the mixed drinks aren't fancy. They are pretty simple. Once again, I'm not a mixologist. So if there's something too fancy in the recipe, I'm like, eh. So I made these really simple drink recipes. There's a vodka limeade recipe in here that's just basically lime juice, vodka, and simple syrup.
So you're not flaming hardwoods and
No.
currants, and you're not
flaming oranges.
Not a lot of muddling going on.
There's a little muddling. There is a little muddling because
you need a good muddler.
You need a good muddler.
Teresa in Auburn, Alabama. As successful as you are, is there anything musically that you still would want to do? And which is an amazing question because if you followed your career, you have done a lot of exploration. You've gone to the old school stuff. You've gone new school. You've gone traditional. You've gone way traditional. You've gone contemporary. You've R&B, soul. You name it. You've done it. So what's left?
That's a good question. I've always wanted to make more of an acoustic record. You know, some really great background vocals, almost not necessarily a mountainy bluegrass record, but with that vibe to it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that would be a fun thing to do. So maybe
that
next.
would be really incredible, actually. Rachel, yes, Rachel in Connecticut. Are any of your recipes connected to one of your songs? Is there a recipe inspired by a song? That's kind of interesting.
That's a good question.
Probably indirectly.
You think?
Just subconsciously.
Okay, I'll go with that. Sure.
Independence Day would be a barbecue of some.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't consciously make that connection between a song and a recipe, but I'll have to think about that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Kamala from Kansas.
Hi, Kamala from Kansas.
She's from Kansas, too. How has your cooking style changed over the years?
That's a really good question. I think, like I said, I grew up in Kansas. We just talked about that. And our cooking was very simple. Lots of casseroles. Not any fresh fish because we were landlocked.
You were in Kansas.
We really didn't have any access to fresh fish. I really didn't start eating fish until about 5 years ago. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah. It always kind of freaked me out, but now I love it. So
fish freaks you out?
It used to freak me out.
Okay.
Freaky fish still freaks me out. Like eel, I wouldn't do like, some of that other stuff. But
it just sounds like a kid's book to me. Martina's Freaky Fish.
Maybe that's my next book.
I think we're going to have to do
So I think as I traveled more, and to different parts of the country and different parts of the world and got exposed to different kinds of food, that certainly influenced my cooking. And then I just think, honestly, things like having a cookbook and that train of thought, like thinking, oh, if I get to do another cookbook, I want to put a such and such recipe in there, and then kind of going on the hunt for that or creating that myself.
Yeah.
I've become a more open, explorative cook. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Great question. Liz in Denver, North Carolina. How did I not know there was a Denver, North Carolina? That's interesting. Great question here, and there's a neat little perspective that I learned from another one of your fellow artists about this. How do you balance your home and professional life? And you have been looked at as the role model of the working mom. Almost your entire career, people have pointed to you saying, Martina's a working mom, she can do it, I can do it. Mm-hmm. And that comes with a responsibility that sometimes you deflect a little bit.
I know. You're right. People used to ask me this question all the time. I had two little kids on the road with me. The older two traveled with me all the time. When they were very small, and I would always say, I don't know.
We just do it.
Yeah. And then I started really thinking about it as I got older, and I had a third child, and I started realizing it was harder than I made it out to be.
Yeah.
Balancing that. I think the fact that I did take my kids with me obviously is a luxury. Not every working mom can do that. I don't take that for granted. But I can remember, doing a show, rushing back into town for pet day.
Yeah.
At kindergarten, that's a big tradition at my girls' school. So we had to be there for it.
Yeah.
And then getting back on the bus and it just scheduling around all that stuff, which is another luxury. So really, I have it easier than most people. I know working moms out there I respect so much.
But it's neat. You've always approached it with true honesty. When I say you've deflected it, you haven't absorbed the compliment. The way people are delivering it to you, you're like, whoa. It's not. My world's different. What I'm doing is a little different than the normal working mom. But Dierks Bentley said it really well one time, and I've never forgotten it. It works with anybody who's working and raising a family at the same time. He goes, throw out the notion that you're going to find balance. The balance doesn't exist. And as soon as you can realize that, everything works out a lot better. Something's going to give one way or the other.
And as a working mom or a single working father, it's about just kind of accepting that.
Yeah.
You're not always. Some days you're going to do it really well, and
you're
some days something's going to fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was important for my kids to see me doing something that I loved, and something that makes people happy. I think that was a good lesson for them as well.
Sure. Besides that piece of advice, Heather wants to know, what is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Oh, wow. Garth Brooks told me when I first started out this business, this career, he said...
She sold T-shirts for Garth Brooks, by the way.
Yeah, I did. He said, just soak it all up. Take the time to really be in the moment, and just... it's going to keep changing. It's never going to be like it is in the beginning, It's just constantly evolving. So every second of it, just soak it up and take the time to really think on it and reflect, and don't rush through it. And that was such good advice.
Yeah.
Because it is
a whirlwind. Have you done it?
I have done it.
Really?
Yeah, I think I really have. I think I've taken the time to really appreciate and try to be in the moment.
We had a great bonding experience. We've told this story a lot, but for all of you who have not heard the story, we were on our way to go see Garth in Dublin, Ireland one time, and our plane broke in Shannon, Ireland.
It did.
And I was sitting back in steerage, and you were up with the fancy people up front. And you were so sweet. And we got off the plane, and they said, everybody in steerage over here, everybody in first class over here. And we didn't know what they were doing. And you grabbed me and you said, Stormy, you are now in first class. Come with me. And I went with your group, and we ended up going to this refurbished woolen mill that was like a boutique bed and breakfast type of hotel in the middle of the rolling hills. It was the most beautiful place. Well, the people in steerage went to like a Red Roof Inn, but I'm just kidding. But it was an amazing gift that you gave, and we ended up having a blast that night. Delaney was with you, and we ended up playing in this park, and we
kind of walked to a little grocery store.
I remember, right? And went to
play in the park. Yeah,
we went to a little pub that night, and we just hung out. And it's like I never forgot that. And when you mentioned that rushing through things, you can forget those moments. That would have been one that we could have easily just gone, meh. Let's get to Dublin, but. You make the best out of the moments.
Yeah, exactly.
And because of you, we had a great moment.
We have a great memory, and that was really the start of our friendship.
It really was, and it's been going on for Couple of years now. A couple of years. Martina's Kitchen Mix is the name of the book. PremierCollectibles.com/Martina. She's signing them right now, as you can see. Wait, let's see. Let's show. She's not just faking it. That's her signature right there. She just signed this. So if you, Bonnie, want this book, you already pre-ordered it. We'll call this Bonnie's book. Right?
Bonnie's book.
Bonnie, this is your book. You want to touch that one?
Bonnie, this is your book.
This is your book, Bonnie.
Enjoy
Bonnie says, do you still make your pimento cheese and pineapple salad?
Yes. Okay, so I've named it the fluff salad. And
we're all getting a little hungry here.
And this is one of the, okay, so we have a feature in this book called Don't Knock It Till You Try It. Because I have a couple of weird recipes that I've just always had as a kid growing up, and my friends always thought they were very strange. And so I've hesitated to put them out there into the world because they're a little weird. Mm-hmm. But
Don't knock it till you try it.
My editor said, let's make it a feature. We'll put Don't Knock It Till You Try It. I'm like, okay. So the fluff salad is in here, and it is basically pimento cheese from the little jar. It has to be the pimento cheese, kind of cream cheese. I don't know if I'm allowed to say brands, but anyway.
Whatever.
You'll know. You'll find it. Mixture. And then you put a jar of that, a can of drained crushed, pineapple tidbits, a carton of whipped topping, and
sounds healthy.
Marshmallows.
Wow.
And you mix all that up, and it gets to be really fluffy, and then you...
Was that in the old book, or is it in this one?
It's in that one.
It's in this one.
Fluff
Oh,
salad,
my
people.
gosh. Fluff salad.
It'll change your life.
It's game-changing. What is the best piece of advice you could give to somebody scared to open up this book and to try for the first time?
Oh, no. Why? No. Don't be scared. That's my advice. There's stuff in here, I promise.
But it's just like people who think, man, maybe I should try singing, but I'm really scared. I don't know if I have a good voice. I don't know if I can sing. I don't know if I can do it.
How are you ever going to know?
Right.
Until you try, right?
Do it anyway, right?
Just do it
See
anyway.
what I did there?
I do.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, there's stuff in here you can make, I promise. It's really not scary at all.
Cooking should not be intimidating.
No.
Cooking
No.
should be an enjoyable experience.
Right.
Right. That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play a game here in a little bit, so
Okay.
are you ready? But we're going to take a few more questions.
Okay.
Valerie, what snack do you fix for your girls and for their friends? What do your girls' friends come over? What do they request?
I usually make guacamole.
Oh.
They always want my guacamole and chips and I didn't put this recipe in the book because everybody knows how to make pigs in a blanket, but pigs in a blanket are a crowd pleaser. Let me just tell you.
It's a staple in my house. It's a staple.
You can't go wrong. So
Do you dip it in maple syrup?
No, I've never done that.
Oh, come on.
Is that the thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Like real maple syrup, not the fake maple
Right,
syrup.
yeah.
The real maple syrup, and you dip the pig in a blanket into the real maple syrup.
Yum.
It'll make you smack your mouth.
I've just always been a mustard girl, but I guess.
Ooh,
I messed up.
I'm thinking more of the breakfast version of pigs in a blanket,
Oh.
which you can do both versions. So
Yeah.
if you want to do a breakfast style, you
Yeah.
get that. Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite dessert? Janelle from Missouri wants to know.
Ooh, yeah. A couple of my favorites are in here. One is the chocolate flourless cake, which is, one of those fancy restaurant things. Like you get a chocolate flourless cake in the restaurant, and you think they must have worked on this all day long. It's so easy.
Is it really?
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. It's about you just mix some stuff together and put it in the oven. It turns out every time.
It cooks
it's
itself.
My foolproof recipe for a dinner party or for anything. And then there's also a little harder of a recipe in that there are a few steps. But it's delicious and worth it. Chocolate cherry cheesecakes with cherry orange topping, and they're individual. So you just put them in a glass like this. You can just.
I really should have eaten before we did this. This is torture. But you can fix every one of these things, and this is so neat. Are you going to be doing a series of these books? Is this just the beginning? This is number 2. Will there be a 3,
I hope
4?
so.
Really?
I hope so, because I do really enjoy it. I enjoy the writing of it. I enjoy the testing all the recipes and imagining that people are going to really make these recipes in their own home. And for me, if somebody has a few recipes out of here that become their new favorites, or the ones that they pass down to their kids or in their family, that's so cool. I mean, that means a lot to me. So that's my big wish.
And you have a television show starting up on the 18th of November.
Yeah.
On the Food Network.
On Food Network, yeah.
That's so cool. So you're going to be cooking these recipes
Yes.
on it. What's the show called?
It's called Martina's Table.
Martina's Table, where you are
I've
going
got
to
a lot
bring
of
your.
titles running
I know
through my
exactly.
head, so.
That's why I just asked you, because I had it and it just escaped me. Okay,
Martina's
so
Table.
Martina's Table, and it debuts on the Food Network on the 18th. Are you going to
November
have guests? You're going to have.
We have a few guests on. I have a Friendsmas brunch, So I have some very special friends come stop by. And then my
hints?
daughters, no hints. It's all girls.
Oh,
It's a girls'
all right.
lunch. So use your imagination.
You just mentioned
my good
Christmas.
friends.
Christmas is a big thing for you.
I love
Christmas,
Christmas.
not just for food and cooking in the kitchen and entertaining, but also for career-wise. You hit the road, and you take your Christmas music on the road. And you've got a new Christmas album coming out too, called "It's the Holiday Season."
It's out now.
It's out now. Yeah, that's right. It's out now, and then the
So
tour.
much stuff going on. Stormy.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the book, the show, the album.
You're probably busier than you've been. Almost.
Yeah.
Well, you are always busy. What am I saying? You're
Yeah.
always busy.
But it's so fun. I got to tell you, like, I've been singing for a long time. So I've had like a 25-year career,
Yeah.
right? Which is amazing.
Huge.
So this far into a career like that, to be able to discover a whole new
Avenue.
avenue, thank you, that I love and is so exciting, and just to kind of get to see
Freshen it up.
see it all start all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm so grateful for that. I'm just trying to say, like, I'm so grateful for that, because to have two things that you're passionate about in your life and get to make careers out of them is just, I'm blessed.
I think I've heard that song too.
Yeah.
Let's see, Martina from Virginia.
Oh, there's somebody named Martina?
Yes.
Hi, Martina.
Martina from Virginia. Hi, Martina. This is Martina. I'm Stormy. What has been your biggest challenge with balancing your career? We've kind of touched on that a little bit, but I just wanted to shout out Martina, basically.
Yeah. Hi, Martina.
Hi, Martina. We got that one. Let's see, Jessica. I don't have a question, but I want to tell you how inspiring you are to so many. You're a good person inside and out. She's really not. And thank you for inspiring me to be a good mom, wife, and person. And I'm so excited for your new cookbook and cooking show.
Thank you.
See?
Thanks, Jessica.
That's exactly what you want to
awesome.
hear. Are we ready for the game yet? Are you ready? You want to do the game?
Yeah.
You want to do the game? This is cool.
Let's do the game.
See, what you have to do is you have to sign the books and answer the question at the same time.
It's not fair. Okay, I'll try. If your signature's a little messed up, you know why.
Here we go. This is 22 questions in 2 minutes. I think we could beat 2 minutes.
Okay.
I think we could beat 2 minutes. Rapid fire. Are you ready?
Yes.
Where were you born?
Medicine Lodge, Kansas.
You failed the first question.
Medicine Lodge, Kansas.
Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Meryl Streep, because she's the best.
She is the best. What was your first job besides selling T-shirts for Garth Brooks?
I cleaned an office building. Well, it was a building. It was a small little office in Medicine Lodge, Kansas. And I also worked at Dairy Queen.
Did you really?
Yes.
Were you good?
I was really good. I mean, peanut butter parfait. was
Come
my jam.
on. Gosh. How are you so skinny? And you worked
I
at
gained
Dairy-
about 10 pounds working.
Ah, there you go. What is your biggest fear?
Ooh, heights.
Heights. Are you genuinely scared of heights?
I didn't used to think I was, but now recently I've realized, yeah, it's not good.
Who makes you laugh the most? Me, right?
Besides you,
Okay.
my husband.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
He is a funny guy.
God, he's funny. What is the one thing you need to have in your fridge at all times?
Cheese.
I would say cold air. What is your greatest accomplishment?
Being hopefully a good mom.
Yeah, you've done really good.
Thanks.
You've raised some
They're great
raised some
kids.
great girls. That's amazing. Who is the most interesting person you have met recently?
Well, I met you a long time ago.
Yeah,
it
so that
doesn't
doesn't count. It's recently.
Interesting person I met. I met Quincy Jones.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. It was a wow moment for me, too. He was so nice, and he took his time and talked, and it was backstage at some event. I can't remember, but yeah.
That's huge. I mean, if you look at that career,
I know.
everything that he's touched, God, that's amazing. What is your middle name?
Maria. Mariea.
It's your triple M.
Triple M.
She's just known as perfect for a chef.
Yes.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Rude people.
Totally agree. I don't have any time for that.
Yeah.
No. What is the last?
Wait, I have another one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so when you're the first person at a green light or a red light, you know,
Go.
It's your responsibility
To
really
go.
to pay attention,
Oh, that's
not to be looking at your phone or whatevs.
I'm right
You
there.
need to be like paying attention because you have a responsibility. You're the first one in line. There's a long line of cars behind you. The light turns green. You have to be like ready to go.
Be focused. Be focused, ready to go. It's the starting line in a race. It's like you don't see a NASCAR driver, when the checkered flag goes, just kind of putting around.
Exactly.
Going,
We're on the same page.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's because the trickle-down snowball domino effect of that,
It's not good.
the person 10 cars back is never making it through the light. No. What is the last book you've read besides Martina's Kitchen Mix, which you can buy right here at premiercollectibles.com/Martina. Signed copies right now.
The last book I read was, I can't remember the name.
Are you a reader?
Oh yeah, I'm a reader. I love to read. However, I'm having a hard time thinking of a title right now.
That's okay.
It was by Elizabeth Gilbert. It's Big Magic by Elizabeth
Big Magic.
Gilbert. Yeah,
All right, cool.
It's a great book.
But you are a pretty avid reader.
Yeah, I love to read. Yeah.
Wow. What is your favorite hobby besides cooking and reading?
Singing, I guess.
Singing. Do you have? It's cooking really kind of is your hobby, right?
Yeah, it's yeah.
What is your guilty pleasure?
That's a broad. Like, what kind of guilty?
I don't know. Let's take it out of the kitchen.
Okay.
Let's take it out of the kitchen and just. Is there something? Is there a show? Are you a reality show person?
I feel. See, I can't answer this question because I feel so bad.
What?
Because I feel like guilty pleasure insinuates that it's not good.
That's true.
But I don't want to say. I don't want to be the one to call out something as not good. So I can't do it.
Let's take it this way.
It's not nice.
I'm going to take the responsibility off of you. If someone was to realize you did this particular activity and they were like, "Oh my God, that's a guilty pleasure," they're calling it a guilty pleasure. You're not.
Okay.
Do you watch reality shows?
There's what's the one where they're all. It's a British show, Love Island.
Love Island.
I watch that with my girls sometimes.
I'm a Below Deck guy. Have you seen Below Deck?
No.
I'm so hooked on that show, Below Deck. It's about the charter yachts and the crews that work on the charter yachts and everything that they encounter. It's absolutely. They're in Fiji this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
check it out.
You are going to check out Love Island?
I will check out Love Island. And do you like scary stuff?
Yes.
All right, Haunting of Hill House too.
Okay.
You have to watch
check
that.
that out.
You do like scary stuff?
I do. Oh. I mean, to a point. Yeah.
You are going to be scared to death.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any hidden talents?
Hidden talents.
Ones that might surprise even your most diehard fans. Can you juggle? Can you ice skate? Can you roller skate? Can you tightrope walk? Can you walk on stilts? Do you knit? Do you do quilts? Do you do scrapbooking?
All of these things sound so good, but I don't do any of them. Maybe I can sew a button on.
I can't do that.
Okay, there you go.
See, that's a great hidden talent, and you probably had to do that a time or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly do your own stage clothes, right?
Yeah, or my husband's shirts.
Guys tend to lose buttons a lot.
They do.
What color is your toothbrush?
Blue.
Blue. Has it always been blue?
No, it changes.
It changes. You rotate
Sometimes
it
it's
around.
blue, sometimes it's green, sometimes it's pink.
How often do you change your toothbrush out?
Is that on there?
No, I'm
Okay.
just curious.
Like once a month?
Once a month?
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm horrible at it.
Okay.
What is your secret snack? When you go into the kitchen and you open up the cupboard and go,
Yeah. I love anything with peanut butter.
ooh, like peanut butter pretzels?
Yeah, peanut butter pretzels, peanut butter on crackers, peanut butter on celery,
Do you put the spoon in the peanut butter jar?
and that too.
I just learned you could get rid of hiccups with peanut butter.
Really?
Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. How do you take your coffee?
Black.
Black. Just nothing in it at all.
Black.
Do you do the coconut oil and all
No,
that kind
no,
of? Oh, yeah. What is the last movie you saw in the theater?
A Star is Born.
And what'd you think?
I loved it.
My wife and I saw it, and she couldn't talk to me for about 2 hours after the movie. But I talked to some other artists that refused to watch it because they're like, why do I want to go there? This is what I do for a living.
No,
this is
it's amazing.
It's
I
amazing.
loved it.
Acting was Bradley Cooper was amazing.
Gaga was amazing.
Gaga was off the charts.
I forgot it was Lady Gaga for the first half of the movie.
She looked
I
beautiful.
had to
in the whole
remind
thing.
myself. I'm like, wait a minute.
And Lucas Nelson and Natalie Hemby and all these, Laurie McKenna,
Yeah,
all these people provided the soundtrack for it. It's so
Amazing.
good.
It's so good.
What is the last gift you gave?
The last gift I gave.
A signed book to you, Jessica, in Big Lake, Minnesota.
Yes. I don't know. The last gift I gave was probably something for my youngest daughter's birthday. It was in June. Mm-hmm. So I think I gave her a bunch of stuff, but whatevs. I don't know.
Are you a really good gift giver? You were talking about love languages, and sometimes that's one of the love languages.
I think I'm a good gift giver. It's just for me, it's taking the time to do the. I'm not a big shopper.
Yeah.
I'm not a super shopping fan, so
Yeah.
I have to get in there and focus and make it happen.
Do you like to receive gifts?
Oh yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. What cause is dear to your heart? I think we know the answer to that.
Yes, anything with women and children. I have a charity called Team Music is Love. You can go to teammusicislove.com and check it out and become one of our team members. And we do all kinds of things for hunger relief, for women and children. We've done. I did a baby shower at at Covenant House in New York City, which was really sweet.
And your fan base it's an army of volunteers.
Yeah, it's really
they
boots
step
on the
up
ground
to the plate.
for sure. Yeah. And so on our Love Unleashed tour, we did different charity events in each city that we went on tour. So it's kind of giving back to the community. And
It's so great.
yeah.
It's so great. And you did the train for breast cancer.
I did.
Which was one of the coolest. Another one of these events that you and I have
It was
done.
amazing.
That was a really cool run. And just stopping at, we stopped at like Philadelphia at like 3 a.m. or something like that?
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And then
We were supposed to be there at like 12:30, and we ended up getting there about 2 a.m.
And people were there.
They were there. People were there. It was so amazing.
What is number one on your bucket list? Or you've checked off a lot of things on your
Mm-hmm.
bucket list. You hung out with Quincy Jones. You've done all kinds of wonderful things. Is there still something left on your bucket list?
My bucket list. There should be, shouldn't there?
Mm-hmm. Have you been everywhere you want to go?
No, I want to go to Alaska. I want to see the Northern Lights.
You've never been to Alaska? You got to go to Alaska.
I want to go to Alaska. That's my bucket list.
I have one state left that I have to go to, South Dakota.
You've never been to South Dakota?
Never been to South Dakota. I got one state left.
We'll go. If you go to Alaska, if you go to South Dakota, I'll go to Alaska. We'll compare
Challenge.
notes. Okay.
Challenge. That would be great. The book is called Martina's Kitchen Mix. Thank you all for joining us. We got a bunch of people on there still having a blast. And thank you for the questions. These have been amazing. And yes, look, she actually signed these. So yes, it's coming to you very soon. The book is officially out on the 30th everywhere, but you just ordered your own personal signed copy that's going to be sent to you. I love doing this. I love you. I love hanging out with you. And this one's coming home with me. And I'm going to
Thank
go
you.
cook.
Thank you, everybody, for ordering these books and for hanging out with us.
And she's got a Food Network show called Martina's Table on the 18th of November. It kicks off. She won't tell us who's going to be on it, but there's going to be lots of special people.
You're going to have to come on it.
I'd love to come on.
Would you love to come on?
Any day.
Okay, you all heard it.
I would love to be on your show. That would be so much fun.
So fun.
That would be an honor. And it's the holiday season, the new album, and the tour, everything. I had the honor of being the Grinch on one of your Christmas tours, and it was one of the most fun things I've ever done.
You did a great job.
Well, I'll be your Grinch
You're a good
anytime you
Grinch.
want. Thanks. I'm Stormy. She is Martina. Thanks for watching. Thanks for buying the book. You will not be sorry. This isn't like just buying a book. You are contributing to better enjoyment in your life.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.